Welcome to episode 37 of our ComfyUI tutorial series. Today I will show you how to set up the recently released LTX video model that lets you generate videos super fast locally inside ComfyUI. Download the workflows I use for free from Discord, then go to the Workflow section, click Open, and select the workflow you want to use. Let's start with a simple one, like the text-to-video workflow. To make it easier for you, all the instructions are inside the workflow. On the left, you'll see what you need to run it, and on the right, you'll find settings and additional help. As you can see here, you need this custom node if you don't have it already. Go to Manager and then Custom Nodes Manager. Search for Video Helper and you'll see an Install button. Click that, let it install, and then restart ComfyUI. For the second step, you need to update ComfyUI. Go to Manager and click the Update All button to update both ComfyUI and the nodes. Follow the instructions until you're back and check to make sure you have the most recent version installed by looking at the date. Now, for step 3, we need the models. I've added instructions on where to place them and which node to load them in. Click on this link. You'll see a little hand when you hover over it. Download the model, then go to the Models folder, look for the Checkpoints folder, and place the model there. For the T5 encoder, you have two options. If you have enough video memory, you can go with the larger model. If not, choose the smaller one. I will download the larger one, and again, navigate to the Models folder, look for the Text Encoders folder, and place the model there. Wait for the models to finish downloading. After they're downloaded, if ComfyUI is open, go to Edit and hit Refresh so the nodes can detect the models. That's all. You are all set up and ready to go. You have the Load Checkpoint node where you load the LTX model, the new version 0.9.5, and on the Load Clip node, you load the T5 model you downloaded. If you downloaded the smaller one, select that one. Add a prompt and a negative prompt. From this node, you can decide the width, height, and duration of the video. I've added some suggestions here. For example, you can try these sizes and others. Just keep in mind, the size needs to be divisible by 32 and works best for resolutions under 720 x 1280. To generate faster, I use 768 x 512 for this, so you can test quickly and then try larger sizes for better quality as long as it's not more than the recommended size. For the frame rate, it needs to be divisible by 8 and you need to add an extra frame. So if you want a 24 frames per second video, here on this node, you need to add that extra frame. So you set the total to 25, 24 plus 1. Then on the video combine node, you set the frame rate to 24, not 25. If you decide to go with 24 frames per second, here's how to calculate the length. The length of the video is calculated by multiplying the frame rate by the number of seconds, then adding an extra frame. So if you want a 4-second video, you multiply 24 frames by 4, the number of seconds, and add 1 extra frame to get a total of 97 frames. You add that here in the length, but you don't need to calculate it yourself. Refer to this table and choose something like 5 seconds, and you'll see the number you need, like 121 frames, for example. Then you run the workflow and you'll get a video like this one. Now, the text-to-video model is not perfect. For this prompt, it worked okay, but it can't create good people, for example, or animals, especially at a distance. The advantage, though, is that it's very fast compared to other models, so you can generate a lot of them. If I toggle the bottom panel, you can see it takes under 20 seconds for a video, which is fast. So you can try a lot of prompts and pick the ones you like. Also, use long prompts that describe the motion. If I try something quick like a cat in the snow, the result is this creature, which has a lot of glitches, but you can still get lucky with some prompts and seeds. Now, let's load my favorite workflow, the image-to-video workflow, which I use most of the time. What's different here is that this workflow has a load image node that lets you load an image. I prefer to add images with the same width and height as the video I want to generate, but you can add different sizes as long as you keep the same ratio. Then, there's the image compression. By default, in the official workflow, it was set to 40, but for me, the image seemed too compressed, so I used 5 instead to have only a subtle compression. We also have this extra image to video node. Instead of an empty latent, it has the width, height, and length of the video. Remember, the length is the number of frames. So we have the same models and settings. If you've already downloaded them, you can just run this workflow. It doesn't have separate models for image and text like the one we used in the last episode. I used 121 frames here, which means we get 5 seconds of video since the frame rate is set to 24 with 24 plus 1 on this node. Let's test the workflow. The result is this one. Now, it's not perfect, but it works way better than the text-to-video workflow. Considering the speed, just generate a lot of them and pick your favorite one. It can get some glitches in the eyes sometimes. The prompt understanding is not as good as for the WAN model, but it's much faster and the models are smaller. You can reverse the width and height to make it portrait for shorts and reels. Just upload an image with the same ratio. You can also do square images for Instagram. Now let's test another one that is interesting because we can add an end frame, which can be useful. Again, it's the same model as before, and they made things simpler compared to the WAN model. Now, we have one image that we can load for the first frame, the one that starts the video, like this bunny. We can also load an image for the end frame, like this close-up of the bunny. I just enlarged the image to create a close-up, nothing special. Now here, we don't have an image-to-video node. Instead, we have this empty latent video node, which decides the resolution and the duration of the video, and these nodes called add guides. Then we describe what we want to see in this long prompt, like how the camera moves closer to the bunny's face. For those add guide nodes, you can have more nodes chained together. So if we take the first node, it uses the first image, and the second node uses the last image. If you're wondering how it knows how to take them, the answer is in the frame ID. See here, where it says 0, that means it starts with the first frame. It's 0 because in coding, a list starts with 0, not with 1, like in normal counting. So 0 is the first frame, the frame ID must be divisible by 8. If it's not, it's rounded to the closest number, and -1 means that image is used for the last frame. Okay, so those 2 images are used as guides, and then the magic happens. Don't forget to add this node. I forgot to add it at first and had some strange flickering at the end of the video. We didn't need it in image to video, but we need it here with multiple frames because it's related to the add guide node. Set frame 24 here and frame 24 plus 1 here. Now we can test it, and this is the result. No AI is perfect, and it does seem to have more mistakes than the WAN model, but I will probably use this one for shorts because it's just fast and fun to work with. Things happen faster than waiting 10 or 30 minutes for a video. As you can see here on my RTX 4090, I got a 4-second video generated in 23 seconds, which seems fast enough for me to play around with it, even if it's hit and miss sometimes. Another version has some glitches, but it's still cute. Let's try another one. I like how it blinks the bunny. Let me see if I reverse the frame, starting with the close-up and then getting the bunny with its whole body. What I like to do is take a screenshot of these 2 nodes, so I get a single image, and then I paste it into ChatGPT. Here you can ask it for a prompt in a lot of different ways, or even build your own GPT. I just asked for a prompt for an image-to-video AI generator, and I describe what I want to see, like what the first frame should be, and ask it to include some motion and camera movement. Nothing special, I just invented that on the spot. The more accurate you are with the information, the better the prompt. I got this long prompt that seems good enough. I can copy the prompt and then paste it into ComfyUI. After running the workflow, the result is this. In a few generations, I'm sure I can get one without glitches. Let's move on to the next workflow. This time, instead of 2 frames, I added 3 so that we can have one in the middle as well to help control the output. The first image is of this mushroom house in the distance. For the middle image, I zoomed in so we get closer to the house, and then I used in-painting to place a bunny where the door was, hoping it would open the door for me to reveal the bunny. I created a long prompt with ChatGPT describing what's happening. Then we have 3 add guide nodes, 1 for each frame. Remember, the first one also has an empty latent node which decides the video resolution and length. Let's test it. The camera moves towards the house, so far, so good, and then the bunny appears, but it's a little fast. Let me try a different seed. This one is better, though the door opening looks a bit strange, but at this generation speed, it's not bad. And now let's load the last workflow, one that can have multiple frames. Again, it uses the same models. For this one, I added a red car and set the dimensions and length. That's frame 0, the first one. Then I added a second frame at frame 30 because I was lazy, but remember, it's rounded to a multiple of 8. For that one, I in-painted a rock on top of the car. For the third frame, I in-painted some smoke, and for the last frame, I added more smoke. So it looks like a meteorite fell on the car, and then smoke comes out. At least in theory, we'll see in practice. I added a prompt where I describe what's happening. The first frame is at 0, then around frame 30, the rock falls on the car. Around frame 60, smoke comes out, and it ends with more smoke at frame -1. The length is 97, which means I get a 4-second video, even though I have multiple frames. Let's test it. The first version got something right, but it's not so good with the laws of physics. Let me try a different seed. It's not the most realistic, but still better than a static image. Here's a quick example of how I use it. I generated a landscape ratio image of a robot and set the length to 241 frames for a 10-second video. Then, with ChatGPT, I generated this prompt. Less than 2 minutes later, I had this video. After that, I used Topaz Video AI to upscale it so it's larger. Now, I can use it in my video, for example, to present the members, like the Legends and VIP, and thank them for their support. If this video was helpful to you, leave a like and a comment. Thank you. See you on Discord.